Let's be honest, emotional maturity doesn't come with age. It comes with awareness. You ever meet someone who's calm in chaos, steady in storms, and kind even when they could have snapped? That's emotional maturity. And here's the twist. You might already be showing signs of it without realizing. So today on Better Me, we're diving into 11 subtle behaviors that prove you've leveled up emotionally, even if no one's handed you a trophy yet. This isn't about being perfect. It's about growing wiser, softer, and sharper all at once. And if you've ever wondered what self-improvement looks like beyond planners and morning routines, this one's for you. We start with the quiet skill of listening without jumping in to fix everything. Picture this. Your friend's pouring their heart out about a breakup, and before they even finish, you're already rehearsing your Oscar-worthy speech about how it's totally their loss and you deserve someone way better. Hold up. What if, just maybe, they don't need your pep talk right now? What if they just want someone to actually hear them? No life hacks, no solutions, no unsolicited advice. Sometimes, just interrupting someone while they're pouring their heart out is enough to kill their vibe and shut down the whole conversation. Emotional maturity is knowing when to zip it, resist the superhero urge to swoop in with answers, and instead ask, "Hey, do you want advice? Or do you just want me to listen?" That question alone, that's gold. It shows you're not just thinking about fixing problems, but actually connecting, practicing empathy, and flexing that emotional intelligence muscle. This is what real self-improvement looks like, being present and genuine rather than performing a one-person talk show. It's about swapping the cape for some good old-fashioned presence. You respect people's space, even in those tiny, almost invisible moments. Think about it. Whether you're choosing a seat at the movie theater or waiting in line for your morning coffee, emotionally mature folks have this sixth sense about personal space. You don't plop down right next to someone when there's an empty row. You don't elbow your way into conversations or cut in line. Instead, you move with this quiet, respectful awareness, like a ninja who's mastered the art of social harmony. This kind of self-control, it's not flashy or loud. You won't see it on a billboard, but it speaks volumes about your growth mindset and personal development. It's that subtle, "I've got this" energy that says you're emotionally mature without needing to shout it out. And trust me, people notice, especially those with emotional intelligence. They pick up on that silent respect like it's the secret handshake of the grown-up club. You don't compete with someone's pain. You hold it like it's fragile glass. Picture this. A friend is pouring their heart out, and instead of jumping in with your own "wait," that reminds me of when story. You hit the brakes. You give them the floor, no interruptions, no trying to outdo their suffering like it's some emotional contest. You let their story breathe like it deserves its own spotlight. That's a huge marker of emotional maturity. It means you get that empathy is not about stealing the show or turning the pain into a "me too" moment. It's about being the steady hand that holds that pain with care and respect. This kind of emotional intelligence isn't built overnight. It takes patience, a lot of self-discipline, and maybe a little humility. But when you master it, people feel safe enough to be real with you. And honestly, that's what real growth feels like. You laugh at yourself and mean it. Tripping on the sidewalk, accidentally waving at someone who wasn't waving at you, calling your boss "mom." It happens. And instead of spiraling, you laugh. That self-aware chuckle, that's emotional maturity. It's choosing humor over humiliation, self-development over self-destruction. It means you're secure enough not to take every misstep personally. And honestly, people trust folks who can laugh at themselves. It's the mark of someone who's done the inner work. And tasmain, you let others go first. Not because you're a doormat, but because you've got the wisdom to pick your battles. Think about it. In traffic jams, at the checkout line, or even in a group chat where everyone's shouting to be heard. Instead of barging ahead, you take a breath, step back, and let someone else have the spotlight. That kind of patience isn't about weakness or being a pushover. It's a quiet kind of strength that says, I'm secure enough not to rush. Choosing peace over pride, that's emotional intelligence showing up in real life. This is where personal development and a true growth mindset collide, not in some fancy seminar or self-help book, but in those small, everyday moments that reveal who you really are. You spot the quiet ones in the room and actually include them. There's always that person hanging back on the outskirts, maybe at the party, the meeting, or even the family dinner. You notice, you make room. You pull them in without making a big deal out of it. That kind of emotional awareness, it doesn't just happen overnight. It's the result of serious self-improvement. Maybe you've been the one left out before, so you've made a conscious choice to be the person who sees what others miss. That's a powerful mark of personal growth. And trust me, people don't forget that kind of genuine kindness. You offer real help, not just the usual "let me know if you need anything" line. We've all heard that one before, right? It sounds nice, but it often leaves the person in need stuck with the burden of making a decision when they're already overwhelmed. Instead, emotionally mature people get that what someone really needs is a clear, specific gesture. Like saying, I'll bring dinner on Tuesday, does that work for you? It takes the pressure off and shows you're really paying attention. This kind of emotional intelligence goes deeper than just being polite or well-meaning. It's about recognizing that when someone is stressed or grieving, their mental energy is limited. They don't need another open-ended question. They need you to step in with simple, tangible support that feels like a relief, not another task. That's where personal development and true empathy meet. When you don't wait to be asked, when you see a need and fill it quietly and confidently. This is the kind of self-improvement that's about action, not just good intentions. And it's the kind of help that people remember long after the moment has passed. You choose the right time and the right space to open up. Let's be honest. Vulnerability isn't about dumping your emotional baggage at the worst possible moment. Imagine this. You start unloading your frustrations about how your roommate never washes the dishes right, just as they're rushing out the door for a big meeting. Congratulations. You just ruined their whole day before it even began. Here's a little trick to keep in mind. Ask yourself, will saying this right now actually solve the problem, or am I just trying to vent my own frustration? If it's the latter, maybe hold that conversation for later, when both of you have the space to really listen. That's emotional maturity, knowing when to hit pause and when to press play. It's managing your own emotional fireworks without setting off a chain reaction in everyone else's morning. Mastering this kind of timing? That's personal development in action. Usually, you learn it the hard way, after seeing that annoyed look and getting a silent treatment marathon. But hey, growing up means fewer morning disasters and maybe even a little peace for everyone. You know that not reacting is sometimes the strongest move. Picture this. Someone throws a passive-aggressive text your way or cuts you off in traffic like they're auditioning for a Fast and Furious sequel. Your ego's ready to roar back with a comeback that could win a Pulitzer. But instead, you take a deep breath and hit pause. That's not ignoring the problem, it's emotional control. This isn't about bottling up feelings. It's about mastering when to invest your energy and when to let things slide. Every reaction costs something: time, peace of mind, brain cells. And sometimes the smartest move is to save it for something that truly deserves your emotional currency. This kind of maturity grounds you. It sharpens your focus. And if I'm being honest, it makes life a heck of a lot calmer. You're basically building a fortress of chill in a world full of noise. You don't need credit. You just want to contribute. At some point, You stop doing good just to get pats on the back or social media likes. You help because it's who you've become, not because you want an audience. You don't announce your good deeds at dinner parties or post humble brags online. You just show up and do the work quietly. That's emotional maturity in action. It's stepping beyond performance and into authenticity. It's the final stage of self-improvement where your contributions speak louder than your words. And the people around you, they feel it, even if no one's handing out trophies. You've grown into someone who understands that the best kind of impact doesn't need a spotlight. It just needs a willing heart. And that's why these 10 signs aren't just a checklist. They're proof you're way more emotionally mature than you probably give yourself credit for. Like, seriously, you might be rocking this emotional grown-up thing without even realizing it. Every time you hold back that sarcastic comment, listen instead of fix, or let someone go first in line without plotting revenge. That's you leveling up in self-improvement. Emotional maturity isn't about being perfect or having all the answers. It's about being smart enough to know when to chill and cool enough to keep growing. So give yourself some credit. You're doing better than you think, even if your plants are still dying and your sock drawer's a mess. That's life. Growth is messy, hilarious, and totally worth it. Join me next time on Better Me, where self-improvement is serious, but we don't have to be.